Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. As you can see, the beard is still here. I've just completed a head shave before I had a shower, which has turned out BBS, and as far as I'm aware, no blood. And having used a straight razor, a double-edged razor and two different types of cartridge razors, I'm pretty happy with that really. So what I've done here is I've sort of trimmed my cheeks a little bit. It's a little bit messy here, but I'm trying to grow this back a little bit because I chopped into it and cut it too low, so you have to regrow it and blend it back in. It's a bit of a nightmare. Having a beard in general is a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. It is way harder than it is to keep clean shaven. And those guys out there that slam people with beards that have shaving channels have got absolutely no idea, unless obviously they've tried to grow one themselves, realise how fucking hard it is, and chopped it all back off to a clean shaven face again. So beard, no beard, yeah, it doesn't really matter in my opinion anymore. I know how hard it is to maintain one now, and for you out there that haven't actually tried growing one or can't grow one, then you'll probably never really understand until you try and grow one and keep it looking half decent, which mine looks like shit. So let's get this neck sorted out. I was going to use my turn and shave brush again, but I've decided against it. I'm going to stick to a Canadian shave, all Canadian, and straight up will be Maya from Tallow and Steel, which is a Coca-Cola type scent for me. Very spicy. It's almost zingy and fizzy smelling. I know you can't smell a fizz, but if you smell like a bottle of Coke and you crack it open, you get those fizzy bubbles that go up your nose, sort of that feeling, that sensation of the carbonated air. That's what it feels like, as the sensation I get when I smell this soap. Now the scent profile on this one is, let me have a little read again, I should know by now: cocoa, coffee, tobacco, cardamom, allspice, lime and sour orange. And it is a beautiful sort of spicy, unique citrus type scent. I can smell that sour orange, I do smell the cardamom, I do smell all the other scents that are going through, the cocoa and the coffee, that warmth. It's a beautiful scent and I'm really into it, really enjoy it. Now the brush that I'm using now, I was using before the turn and shave for the head shave, but I have switched over to my carve brush, which I haven't used for a little while. Now this one has got the carve aluminium coin in the bottom. It is like a sort of plywood that's all been stuck together, different colours. It's finished beautifully, it's almost impeccable, there's no marks or anything, any tooling marks or anything on it. And it has a 20mm Super Badger, or what's supposed to be Super Badger. Personally, I don't think it is Super Badger, and I know I say it over and over again. I don't know whether Chris has been duped or not, but this is definitely, in my opinion, a much lower grade Badger here. It's probably more of a best Badger, if anything. But it still performs very well. It has softened up in the time that I've had it. I'm just going straight into the soap here. I won't need a load of soap. You can see that's pretty much loaded up already, but I'm just going to dip the tips again. And again, and we should have enough for about 37 passes. See there, it's just looking up nice. Let's just finish off, we'll just scoop the edges, and there's the brush loaded. Now, I've just dropped my brush, my towel. Because I used this for my head shave, it is a little bit softer on the top, the soap. So obviously it's been a little bit easier to load. So here we go, let's paint this on. Now this is where the difficulty comes in with having a beard. Now I've just had pretty much, it's not far off, 2 weeks off work due to the flu. And I've just got over it pretty much over the last 2 or 3 days. The cough is pretty much gone, well it has gone, I've not coughed really at all. Just going to dip the tips. But what happens with a beard is if you don't maintain it, if you just forget about it for a bit, it becomes so messy. And then it becomes difficult to see the lines, it becomes difficult to shave off what you want to shave off and keep what you want to keep. It does make it more difficult. So let's see how we go. Carve Christopher Bradley razor. This is the original one that I purchased, 3-inch handle with the C plate, just the standard C plate, not the open comb or anything. And in here, sorry, I'm not even going to open it up, it's a brand new blade. I do have the packet still sat here. Is one of these Gillette Super Thin, brand new. Very sharp blade. It is a thin blade, super thin. It does feel thin when you hold it in your hand and squeeze it and bend it. It does feel thin compared to other blades, most other blades. So let's just see how we go. Like I say, this might take a little bit. A little bit longer than normal. Given that I'm sort of shaving blind. I tell you what though, holy shit, it is just melting the hair off. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to empty that sink out. Even though there's not a whole heap of hair came off, there's enough come off to fill the water up, because I want to rinse my face off a little bit. Got a few little weepers there, which was to be expected. The soap is so slick. Oh, that water's hot. Right, so I can see the lines now. Oh. Not the lines, but I can see where the line's supposed to be, ish. Needs to come up a little bit more there. But not by much. Not by much at all. So I'm just gonna... That's pretty damn close to where it needs to be. Just need to, just a little bit. And of course, it's never going to be perfect. These blades really are absolutely superb. Yes, I've got a few weepers here and there, but like I say, it's a lot of growth to try and whip off in one sort of blast. That is not a million miles away. And obviously, of course, the way I'm trying to grow the style of the beard as well and actually grow it out here a little bit makes the underneath a little bit messier. So until it actually grows out and gets a bit of length and starts straightening out, it's never going to look quite like it's supposed to. It's always going to look a little bit off. But I think that was a pretty damn good effort from the carve razor. That little carve brush makes a great lather. Then again, it's not difficult when you're using a high quality soap. It really isn't. The soap makes such a difference. And Tallow and Steel for me are one of the best on the market in terms of soap base. And for me, just in a personal note, definitely in terms of scent as well. West Coast IPA, which is a beer scented soap, which isn't my sort of thing. Look, that's not perfect. It's nowhere near it. That's a little bit better. So I can just nip a little bit off that there. I think it's about as close as I'm going to get. Beautiful. Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish off with some Maya Tallow and Steel Aftershave. Now this is, I believe, alcohol free, I'm sure it is. Yeah, it's alcohol free, witch hazel and aloe vera based, pretty much, and water based. It's the exact same scent profile. Now this, oh, it smells divine, it really does. 1, 2, 3, very similar to Moyle Grooming in terms of how much I use. 3 splashes for the head, and 1, 2, 3 splashes for the neck and cheeks. Bob's your uncle and Fanny's your aunt. Beautiful. Just clean the bottle off. And then what I'm going to do, because I've just had a shower, I did wash my beard today, which I only wash it every now and then, every 2 or 3 days, just to sort of, I don't want to wash all the oils out of it while it's still growing, but I am going to put some oil back in, which is Milkman Chai Latte beard oil. It comes with a nice little pipette dripper, like so. And I actually put quite a fair bit of this on. I put about 7 drops in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Really, really nice scent to this one. And it doesn't really hold the beard at all, but what it does do is it creates a bit of sort of oily residue on it, which then mingles in with your hair's own natural oils and allows it to sort of feel thicker. It makes your beard feel thicker after maybe 6 or 7 hours, not straight away. It just feels ever so slightly greasy, if I'm honest, as an oil. It feels a little bit greasy for that first little bit of time that it's on there, first couple of hours. And then it gets to a point where it actually feels, it sort of dries in or absorbs, and it feels thicker, your beard feels thicker, it feels a little bit stickier, where it actually does tend to sit where you want it to sit. But overall, what a cracking shave, I really enjoyed that. So, the soap for today was Maya from Tallow and Steel. One of the best soaps on earth in my opinion. It's a crazy, awesome performing soap, but it smells superb. I really enjoy the scent of it, and many, many others do as well. It really is a top quality soap. The brush today was my Carve shaving from Canada, handmade by Chris Kirchen over in Canada, the western side of Canada. And it's got a 20mm super badger, but I think it's the best badger, to be honest. But it feels lovely on the skin now. It has softened up. It was a little bit scritchy and scratchy to begin with. It's not a dense knot at all. I mean, you can see how easy it is just to squish into a tiny little knot. That is how it sort of comes when you get it brand new. I'll just squish it right in and you'll see that's about the size of it when it comes out of the box. But as you can see, with a bit of use, it splays out into a nice looking little knot. The razor for today contained pretty much one of my favourite blades on the market at the moment, the Gillette Super Thin. These ones are from Thailand, and I have heard that these are the best of the super thins. There is actually super thins made in different countries, but the Thailand ones are apparently the best. They are very cheap if you're in Thailand, they are very expensive off eBay. But top quality blade, well worth it. In my opinion, as good as any vintage blade that I've got, if not better. They're really high quality, and probably the best of the bunch of the modern Gillette blades, and probably all modern blades in my opinion. They're very sharp, very smooth, very comfortable. They just work very well. The razor was the Carve Christopher Bradley razor. My original one, purchased back in March or something last year, 2018. Forgot what year it was. And it really is a superb razor. The stainless version is on its way very, very soon, along with the aluminium razor, or aluminum if you're in America, but aluminium. And the plastic one, the Peak plastic, is also on its way. I think he's making more of those as well. It's going to be quite exciting times for Carve shaving in general. I'm expecting a care package. I don't know when it's coming. I don't know whether it will get here before I go to Canada. I might arrive here whilst I'm in Canada. Hopefully not, but if it does, then I'll get it obviously once I get back. And I finished off today with Tallow and Steel Maya aftershave, which is absolutely stupendous stuff. And there is the ingredients list there. There isn't really a better ingredients list on the market. I would say the closest to, if not better, would be from Moyle Grooming. And then the other company from Canada, El Barro Shaving. They don't make a splash, but they make a balm, which is high quality ingredients as well. The Canadians are certainly up in the game in terms of organic and high quality ingredients. And finished off today with Chai Latte Milkman Beard Oil, which is a high quality little beard oil, really nice, lovely scent. It lasts a long time. It doesn't turn putrid, the scent. I've had a couple of oils where the smell goes disgusting after an hour or two, like the oils go off. This doesn't. This smells like chai latte right to the very end, till the scent disappears after about 4 or 5 hours. It's very faint, but you can still smell it. And other than that, I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.